guys, it's Sarah, and I am here with another layout using, or that I'm making for my best friend's wedding album. And this one is going to be the back of the truck that they drove off in, where, they have the writing in the window and all that stuff. And so for this one, I'm going to go full black and white for the most part. And um, the reason I'm doing that is because I found this piece of pattern paper here that I'm cutting down right now. And to me, that looks like tire tracks. And so I thought it was kind of perfect, to highlight the car that they drove off in. So because of that, I went with a full black and white theme. And so I matted the photo in the center of the cardstock that's black. And then I am going to put this one down here. And I was trying to figure out orientation, and I went with, going up and down because the car in the picture is up and down. It's from the back. If it had been from the side, I probably would have gone sideways, but it worked out nicely that way. And then I have this black and white polka dot paper that's an 8.5 by 11 that I went ahead and put down too. And that's where I'm going to do most of my embellishing because it helps tone it down a little bit and you're going to be able to see everything better. So I'm going to go through and I'm finding quite a bit of black and white, which I was a little bit surprised that I found so much. So that worked out nicely. But I have that little cutout that says fantastic, and that's a cut that I made with my silhouette so long ago. I think when I first got it, it was one of the first cuts I made, and I've never used it. I just always had it, stashed away somewhere. So I'm really happy I was able, to use that on this layout here. And then for my title, I'm going to spell out "it is done." And I don't know if that's because I was watching Game of Thrones at the time when I'm making this album. I'm watching Game of Thrones, so maybe like that's kind of the mind frame I was in. I don't know why. But I just thought it was nice. And so I'm going to have that as my title. And it's kind of like the final, like, well, that's it. It's done. Because that's, you walk off or you drive off in your car and it's done. So I am going to put my title down first and then layer everything on top of it. So I'm using my quick dry adhesive to get those down because those are chipboard. So I don't want them to be going anywhere. And then I'll put the picture on top and then this one on top of that. And I also have this little journaling piece here that says "the future is bright." So I'll put that there. If Lindsay wants to write anything about that, she can. And then for some embellishing, I'm going to use this black and white floral paper that I have used quite a bit in the past. And instead of using it as a large piece, I cut out these flowers because they're just so pretty. And when you cut them out, they make such a great impact as an embellishment on the page besides, just being a piece of paper. So that is how I use a lot of the big floral papers. I just tend to cut out the flowers instead of actually using them as a full sheet. So I'm going to cut out a couple of them, some large ones here. And I'm not doing it perfectly, obviously, because I don't have time for that. So I'm cutting, good enough. And there's a little bit of an outline on it, which helps it stand out, honestly, anyway. So, yeah, I'm not the best at cutting these out, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to cut around all these. And then after that, I am going to figure out where I'm going to put them. Now, this is actually later in the day. I had to go pick up my kids for something because they were at a program. So I had to leave and come back. But so that's why the lighting's a little bit different because it's later in the day. But I do figure out where I'm going to have those going, and they're going to be kind of overlapping a little bit here, which I really like. And then this is going to nestle really nicely next to my title. And then I'm going to put down some of these black and white elements here as well. So I have the banner that says "you and me." I have an arrow, and then this is like a little nameplate almost, which I thought was interesting. So I will use all these up here, and I'm really just sticking, to this 8.5 by 11 piece of paper for most of my embellishing. So I'm going to go ahead and use this nameplate down here, and I'm going to have it directly on the picture, and then I will put something on top of that. It takes a few minutes to get that square tape off. And what I end up putting in there is a little phrase from my sticker sheet. I'm just going to cut it down a little bit so it fits in there. And I think it said a crazy day because, you know, weddings are crazy. So I do feel like I need something on the side. So I'm going to cut out another little piece here from the very edge of the paper, and I'm going to have that poking out of the side here because I just felt like the side is a little bit bare. So it's just going to be little leaves coming out. And then I am going to figure out what else I'm going to use here. I find these glitter arrows, these white glitter arrows, so I will use those up. And I believe I'm going to use some enamel dots. I'm just trying to figure out like what color and all that to use, and I'm not quite sure at this point. And then I see the black and I'm like, okay, I'll use the black. So that's what I'm going to pull here. So I'll go ahead and use up these arrows, and that's using up another package, which is awesome. And then I will put down some black enamel dots in 3 different places like I normally do. And then that's going to complete my layout, guys. So I really like the way that this turned out, and I hope you guys did too. Please let me know if you have any questions at all, and I will be back again very soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.